Ogden is alive with tons of ghost stories, haunted locations, and chilling legends from its rough and tumble railroad days. So first, there's the haunting of the Ben Lomond Hotel. You're probably wondering, who is Ben Lomond? I'm so glad you asked. So Ben Lomond in Utah refers to a prominent mountain in the Wasatch Range near Ogden, named by a Scottish immigrant, Mary Wilson Montgomery. She saw a resemblance to Scotland's Ben Lomond, meaning Beacon Mountain in Gaelic. The mountain is also a subject of local legend, believed by many to be the inspiration for the original Paramount Pictures logo, drawn by the founder, W.W. Hodgkinson. With the large location running along Washington Boulevard downtown, the historic Ben Lomond Hotel is one of Ogden's most legendary haunted landmarks. Constructed in 1927, this grand hotel was a beacon of luxury, but it has also attracted a lot of supernatural lore. One scary tale speaks of a bride who drowned in the bathtub of room 1102. Guests reported inexplicable sounds of running water when the room was unoccupied, and the feeling of an unearthly chill, as if the bride's spirit was still hanging around. Another story just as scary is the story of her very grief-stricken son, who is said to have taken his own life in the adjacent room 1101. Visitors to the room usually describe sudden cold spots, unsettling sensations, and sightings of a somber male figure believed to be the son's restless spirit. Even though there's really no record of these events being confirmed, they contribute quite a bit to the hotel's reputation as a hotspot for paranormal and spiritual activity. The building is no longer operational as a hotel, but it's still a very architectural marvel that was added to the National Register of Historic Places in 1990. Next, let's talk about Ogden's Union Station, which holds a very important place in Utah's railroad history. It's also been reported to be a place of paranormal encounters. Union Station was originally built in Ogden to serve as a major hub for two huge railroad lines, Union Pacific and Central Pacific in Ogden. The station that we see today replaced earlier structures. There was a fire in 1923 that damaged the interior of the old building. Ogden's Union Station has a rich history, and thousands of people have walked through the doors over the last 150 years. But the station has also seen its share of accidents and tragedies, including murders, suicides, bodies brought back from war, and the 1944 Bagley train incident. Some even say that the ghosts of these victims still wander the halls of Union Station today. In 1944, there was a serious train wreck, the Bagley train disaster, about 17 miles west of Ogden. It killed 48 people and injured many. Some of the deceased were reportedly brought to Union Station for identification. And I just want to give photo credit to intermountainhistories.org. This is an old photo of the Ogden Depot, 1880 to 1890. And then here is the newly built Union Station, put together in 1926. A museum curator, Hope Agate, says she and her co-workers can tell you some spooky stories of unexplained activity at the station. One said, "I've definitely experienced some weird things here. Usually it's footsteps or laughter or talking," said Agate. Spotting a lady in white upstairs in the Myra Powell Gallery is a common occurrence. Even if she's not making an appearance, her heavy floral perfume can be smelled. There's also a ghost named Frank, which is their most active visitor. He was named after an employee who died in the station during the 1920s. Often Frank gets blamed for a single chair set in the middle of a room with no explanation. And according to Agate, a lady in blue is the more mysterious ghost than the others. Sightings are not common. Once a young child saw her dancing on the stage in the Browning Theater when no one else could. The most active location for spotting ghosts seems to be the grand lobby. We started hearing really loud conversations in the lobby, so I stuck my head in the door, then it turned silent and there was nobody in the building. I start walking back and I can hear the chattering again. Although the idea of ghosts can seem frightening, Agate assures they are friendly and a part of the Union Station experience. Before the station became a museum, it was a functioning terminal, and Ogden was known as the Junction City. By 1870, 10 trains operated daily through a temporary terminal in Ogden used for both the Union Pacific and the Central Pacific, according to Intermountain Stories. 8 years later, companies agreed to make operations more permanent by using the original 1869 Union Pacific building as a common depot. However, in 1923, the building caught fire, and a new foundation was completed in 1924. That's all we've got for today, but if you want to hear more cool historical hauntings about Ogden, Utah, stick around. I've got more coming.